moves up. Victor Hedman walks in, passes, Johnson scores! Unbelievable. I've never seen anything close to this, Frank.
Game Time Vancouver.
Episode 7. So we are going solo this time. The three of us, no guest tonight. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. Just had a bunch of midterms for school, so
Nobody cares. Let's get to hockey.
Okay.
I'm
So
prepared.
big news during the week. Zegras signed a new contract. What do you guys think about that? First of all, sorry. Is it a good contract?
No,
No.
he's
Why?
being severely underpaid for what he is. He has flashiness to his game. He brings a lot of money and revenue into Anaheim. He's basically one of their only interesting players. So I feel like he deserved a lot more. He produces a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's not an 80-point game. He's like 60 or 70, right? But it's ridiculous how they came in the offseason and they're like, Radko Gudas, we're going to offer you $4 million. And Trevor Zegras, the $3 million would be fair. Like, it's ridiculous. You see a player like him usually getting like 7.
Well, how do you think do you think that last season affected it? How did he do last season?
He did pretty well.
Well,
What, 65 points or something?
the way I look at it is whenever you sign a contract, you go beyond hockey, right?
Yeah.
Hockey, of course, is like 85% of the value of the contract, but the rest is how well the guy's like his market, right? Like he, like you said, he brings people into Anaheim to watch the games.
Yeah.
He brings people from outside hockey to watch hockey. Like the guy was dating like a TikTok star or something like that.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I don't know about that, but he brings people into the NHL, right? So I think you need to value that whenever
He
you're making
brings a different
contract.
demographic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of also a reason why I think Matthews is getting the right amount, because he's like influential on and off the ice, right?
Yep.
He grows the game.
First thing that comes up is Dixie D'Amelio. That's who he's dating.
Oh, okay.
Goodness.
Classic TikTok.
Probably not a good one.
Max, can you look into the camera for our viewers? Does this guy look like Trevor Zegras just a little bit? I mean, he's kind of got the same hair, same kind of face.
Yeah.
I think he does.
I don't see it, but
If you put a Ducks jersey, you can get into the ice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I'll take his salary. You say he's underpaid, but, but for me, I mean, I'd be laughing with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a breach deal at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
He's going to get out of the deal when he's an RFA or UFA?
he's would still be an RFA.
1 year, probably RFA, right? So maybe he gets paid there. But, like, I don't know. He
He's
may
the
be
same age.
out of
Like-
the Ducks, too.
Anaheim, I mean, they might have burned the bridge there, but I mean, fantastic contract. They can now build a team that might make the playoffs because their star player is making $4 million.
You're talking next year, right?
I'm not this year. Not this year.
Yeah, just
Eventually.
$5 million. 5.7.
5%.
So props for the Ducks, right? Like
Yeah. I mean,
the beauty of a contract.
why not? That means they can bring more people on, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he brings people.
Yeah.
We went to the game whenever the Ducks came, right?
I didn't go to that game.
Oh, you were there.
Did I go?
Yeah, yeah.
Shows how much
you
you know
were
about
there.
hockey.
So the Canucks won finally a preseason game against the Oilers. Thoughts on the game?
I mean, the Canucks, when they have their full team on the ice, they look like they can play. One thing that I've noticed is our defense is so much better. Like, our defense is so much better. Our top end talent, Pedersen, Kuzmenko, they look to be buzzing at the beginning of the season. But one area of concern, I would say, is our prospect and forward depth. Like, when we don't have the top players playing, we'll get annihilated, like, by Seattle, other teams like that.
Yeah, I mean that Edmonton team was pretty, I would say 85% complete, like NHL, right?
So
Minus
I think,
Draisaitl and McDavid. Other than that, was pretty NHL ready, right?
so they were at 5% capacity.
But yeah, and then they go to Seattle and they lose. No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Abbotsford.
Abbotsford, but they played
They
Seattle.
did lose.
And they lost.
They did lose.
We got 1 goal from, I think, Susie.
0-3 against Seattle so
Yeah.
far, right?
It's not looking great.
Not looking great.
We'll play Calgary. We're actually going to that game
Yep.
tomorrow. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Because I think we send a lot of players down to the AHL, so hopefully we're playing like our top lines.
Yeah, that's what I think. Tomorrow's game should be the closest you can get to an NHL type team, right? From Calgary and Vancouver.
Yeah, I mean, they got to get ready. It's starting pretty soon.
Yeah, Wednesday, first game of the season.
Yeah.
Guys excited?
So I got a question for you, Gerard.
For sure.
How do you feel about projected Di Giuseppe playing on the second line while we wait for Mikheyev to get back from injury?
You know what? I know Tuckett's really high on this guy. PDG, I like to call him. He's really, really high on him. Like, the guy is like, I think he's a better version of Joshua, right? He's like a grinder. He's physical. He is a coached player. Like, he listens to the coach. And he does whatever the coach wants. And that's what you want if you're looking for
The
it.
coach asks him to get 40 goals. Do you think he could do that?
Well,
I don't know.
and also, like, sorry, Tuckett plays with two good players and an extra, right? So you have Miller and Besser and complementary PDG, right? So I think it's a good system.
Are
And
you
I think
saying Mikheyev's an extra, just a complimentary player?
complementary to Pedersen and Kuzmenko, yeah, or Besser and Miller. Yeah, he would be the third.
I reckon
skater.
he's more valuable than Besser, though.
I don't know. I think you're too low on Besser, to be honest. I think so.
I think you're too low on Mikheyev. I mean, I'm supporting the
Well, the guy played-
Toronto Maple Leafs.
The guy played like 3 months. Like, the sample size is not big enough.
It's true, but I also watched him in Toronto, and I love his speed. Also, EA NHL, I've seen him on ice beat McDavid in a foot race. So why does EA decide to give him a low speed rating?
What's his rating?
I don't know. I think the last NHL he had like 88 speed. And players like Cairo also, they're players that don't often make the All-Star game, but they are arguably faster than McDavid and the people that EA will give the high speed ratings to.
True.
Speaking of EA, how do you feel about the front cover?
It's beautiful.
Haven't seen it, actually.
I like the Leafs, but let's get Matthews off of the cover. I don't want to see him there again. I think next year it would be really sweet to get a Pedersen on the front cover.
If he has an amazing year, this one, yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
it's
thought, to be honest, McCarr didn't have a great season, so I thought it might have been Pasternak,
Right.
the Bruins jersey.
You know what?
Which also would have looked okay.
I like the cover. The
It
colors mixed really well.
It's a nice,
nice
cover.
cover.
Apparently, it's a really good version of NHL.
I like the idea of do you see the pressure like timer?
Yeah, the pressure bar.
I like that one.
But it kind of bothers me that they only like fix one or two things. They don't add a whole lot to.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's
Not
what.
Literally every sporting game known to man.
Yeah.
Like, they're all
You're
the
right.
same. They don't update. It's just new players, new
Yeah,
cover.
yep.
Like,
Yeah, whenever I
better
used to play
graphics.
video games, it was like all sports games, and it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. Like, you're updating the roster. That's what you're doing,
pretty
basically.
much. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, looks good. Probably not gonna play it.
It's released October 6th, which is our time. That's tomorrow.
Are you playing it?
I'll probably get it. I mean, I got 15, 16, didn't get 17. I got 18, 19, didn't get 20, 21, 22, didn't get 23.
Well, you got holes in your collection there.
I do, yeah. And it follows a pattern, so I'm going to get it.
Okay.
I think. That's my justification.
Your justification. So Bedard playing really well.
Yeah.
He's been playing all preseason games, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think they had a back-to-back where he only
Oh.
played one of them. But no, he's been impressing me. I think he's had the best preseason of all the rookies so far, which is amazing because last week I wouldn't have said that. I mean, he had a three-point game. He looks fantastic out on the ice. But, I mean, there are some players that are contending.
You know what?
Namedly, Zach Benson. I got to bring him up because he was in my opinion, on my draft rankings, he was like 6 or 7. That's where he should have gone. I really wish the Canucks picked him up, as I said last episode. But going 13th, you don't usually start playing the next season, and nobody kind of expected him. But he went all out. And for a 5 foot, I believe 5'8" or 5'9" guy,
Small guy.
to almost make the NHL. Probably when this episode airs, we'll know whether he made the NHL or not. But like, he'll make it next year for sure. But for such a short guy to be like the third most NHL ready of his draft class, that's pretty impressive.
Going back to Bedard, because I think we discussed Benson last episode pretty much, and you know my take. I don't care. So what? Bedard, I was listening to The Competition, another podcast about hockey, and they were talking about Bedard. And they asked the guys, over or under 70 points in the season? And one of the guys said he's scoring 100.
He could.
Do you think so?
He very much could.
He's at that level?
He doesn't have... People are really underestimating Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall is still a fantastic player. He was picked number 1 overall as well. He's a good player, and he's playing with him, but they don't really have that right winger or the defense or the goaltending for that matter. They don't have a lot of support. I mean, neither does McDavid, but what I'm trying to say is that might be a reason he doesn't get it. McDavid was going off on his first season. He was going to get 100 points, maybe more, and then he got injured, which is possible for Bedard. Although, as we discussed last episode, he does not eat fast food. So
he doesn't eat at all unless his mom's cooking. Yeah. He also, did you see his contract signing? His dad had to sign as well because he's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny, just peering over the shoulder. He's just when will I do this, Dad? But
Yeah. What's your take on Bedard?
I love him.
Yeah.
I think he's funny.
North Van guy.
Like he like sucks at PR, but I think that's what's so good about him.
Do you think he's gonna grow on that? Like he's gonna become better? He's gonna be a McDavid 0.2, right?
Yeah. I mean, McDavid's the best player in the NHL right now, and he does not care about PR.
Yeah.
He's just. Yep.
I think if he keeps up with what he's doing, yeah, 100%.
The NHL needs someone like
Matthews.
like Cristiano, you know.
Oh.
Someone like that talks and like makes fun in the interviews.
Matthews
and like,
does.
Yeah, like only one player. Like we don't have that many
Cristiano Ronaldo
players.
is one player. I don't know what like.
Yeah.
He has the power of 2.
Like we're gonna talk in another episode, but like if the NHL wants to grow, they need to have more outspoken players.
100%. They need the also the McGregors of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
An
Like a guy that just
antagonizer.
walks around
Well,
with his text.
Marchand is one of them.
Brad Marchand. I don't like him.
That's
though.
why I like him. Like, of course, I'm a Canucks fan, and that there's like a rivalry there. But like, the guy's like a funny person. Like, he has a funny personality.
He's not funny. When you in game, you lick another man's cheek.
No,
that's not funny.
That is funny.
That's not funny. That's not humor.
Have you guys seen the video where like a fan is recording Marchand going through the tunnel, and then
Takes
he
his
takes the phone and he starts recording? Like, that's a funny thing that not a lot of NHL players do.
Yeah, I know. Well, because I think at the end of the day, you're showing up to work, and NHL players more than any other sport. I mean, NHL players, they show up in full suits, and they've been doing that since 12 or 14.
Okay,
I mean,
but let's
when
say-
I was playing rep, I was showing up in a suit, and I was just a little kid.
Yeah, that's because you're weird.
No, but everyone had to. It's the rules. So if you show up to an NHL game, you have to look professional, and players will often act professional because at the end of the day, it's their job, right?
No, that's
so
wrong.
they're not going to goof.
Wrong.
So you think
No, because let's take it for example. Have you seen NBA Butler's media day? How he's dressed up as an emo kid?
Yeah.
You can pop it up there, but that guy, he's a professional. He's amazing. He puts points down, but he can still have fun on media day.
but coming to
I'm
a
not
game?
saying you can. I'm just saying there are these patterns that players will follow.
Yeah, coming into a game, I'm with Jasper. I think
Yeah,
you
you're
need to.
just- you're
You're going to
dialed.
work.
Sure.
You're going to
Sure.
to work. So
But like post conference and like stuff like that, like you're allowed to poke fun, right?
yeah,
for
100%. Yeah.
For sure, but if you're walking into a game and you're wearing Crocs and you're
Right. No, that's
Eating
that's
a
presentation.
banana.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Fair.
exactly,
Yeah. Maybe I
yeah.
misunderstood. Yeah. No, that's presentation.
No, but yeah, like after the game, you can
Yeah.
just goof it.
Yeah,
like,
walking on the ice, you represent your team, so you have to
Exactly.
look good. But
Exactly.
anything other than that, like on the ice, have fun. Off the ice, have fun. Like there's a fine line.
I'm not for players having fun on the ice.
like
So
celebrations.
you don't like
But that's not having fun.
you don't like
That's
Zegras, like
celebrate.
his flashy moves. That's having fun.
Not really, not really actually.
Wow.
If Zegras was as good as McDavid, I mean McDavid's a classic example. Is he's got the tool bag. He's got all the flashy moves, but all he cares about is the puck going in the net.
Sure.
So he's gonna pass it. He's gonna do whatever.
So what you're saying-
Zegras will do a between the legs toe drag or whatever. He'll do it 10 times and only score twice, right?
So
If
they have
you
to be
don't-
able to back it up.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying these moves, you have to be able to and like fully. And he's a really skilled player, but sometimes he tries the moves in scenarios that he shouldn't be, and that's probably actually why he didn't get as much money, because he's not like a John Tavares, just in the net.
That's the tendency the NHL's going towards that type of players. Like you go to any minor league hockey game in the States and Canada,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
all the kids are like, toe tag release, Michigan.
Well, toe drag release is different because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
when you draw the puck in
Yeah.
and your shoulders don't have to be pointing to which side of the net you're shooting at. And that's if you're good at that, you're going to score more goals.
Yeah.
What I don't like is, I forget what the cup is. There's a cup where it's like a bunch of like basically U10 and U13 players, and they'll go and like they'll try to pick the best of the best. And you'll see players with stats like 7 goals, 1 assist, and you'll watch the game and they don't pass the puck at all. Like those players probably will never get drafted.
Yeah.
Like that's not how you play hockey. I'm sorry.
So you didn't used to play like that? Like you were like a McDavid type, Head down, just try to score.
I was more like Mitch Marner or something. Like I tried to open my teammates up for opportunities, but also win. Like if, for example, like it was one time it was my my teammate's birthday, and I had a breakaway, and I gave him a little drop pass so he could score. I mean,
Did he score?
he did actually,
Okay.
but
Congratulations.
it's really risky. But my point is like, I don't like puck hogs. That's my point.
Yeah. Well, do you like flashy plays whenever you're like watching a highlight?
I think so.
Yeah. Right.
Bare bones, like playing the game. Yeah, you have to understand how to play. You have to understand how to pass. You need to know the basics. But I think if you can back it up, throwing a little bit of flash, and making the crowd get like amped up and ready to go, I think it's needed.
100%.
I like it at least. Or like the guys that do the crazy celebrations after a goal. I love that.
Yeah. You watch the highlights from the 90s,
Yeah.
80s compared to now. Like you rather watch like today's hockey.
Yeah,
All the moves. All
I
the
don't know.
deeds.
Like I'm for moves if you got some like goal to back it up.
100%.
Like it obviously looks better, but I'd rather you score a goal than try a flashy move and not, right?
Playbook hockey,
I think if you look at who won the cup last year in the Vegas Golden Knights, I can't name a single player on their roster that pulls any moves. They just score. They get it puck in deep,
And that's why I've
pass
never
it back
seen
to the
highlights
point.
from them.
Yeah. But they won. And
Yes, of course.
ideally I want Vancouver or Toronto to win.
I'm not
right?
saying Vancouver should pull out some flashy stuff. I want them to make it far, but I'm saying if they're ahead and they want to throw a little flash in it, you know what I mean? Like let's say it's a 3-1, they want to throw a little bit of flash in it. Of course, like they might as well try it out. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my the way I see it is if there are a lot of situations in which you can actually get a better angle at a goal or a better pass by doing something fancy, and it takes a lot of skill to pull off. But there are a lot of times where I see Zegras or someone doing it, and it's just unnecessary.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't like the unnecessary part. But if you're doing like Logan Cooley with the spinorama, I mean, there was nowhere for him to go. Spinorama, it's flashy, but it's also what he had to do.
True. Yeah. It's that resource.
Exactly.
Going back to the Canucks. So Cole McWard's been playing with Hughes a lot. Should we read into that or no? What do you think?
Cole McWard is a player that I don't know a lot about.
No one knows about him.
And I'm worried. Like I've seen the Leafs take a player that was a couple leagues down and bring him up to the NHL and play him in a roster spot for 2 years. Justin Hall, we did that to him. He's by no means an NHL defenseman. So I would for McWard, I'd have to see him outside of the preseason, see what he does. Like, I haven't even seen him play in the AHL.
Do you so do you put him in the NHL like first game?
I mean, we have that one extra spot technically. Like we have 5 really good defensemen,
Yeah.
and that 6 can be kind of whoever. I personally I think Hiroshi's the better defenseman, but I think McWard is more defensively inclined. So playing with him with Hughes is better than playing Hiroshi with Hughes.
Well, he was a good player in that NCAA. He was like one of the best players in his team to really understand. And I think that's an experiment that the Canucks haven't tried yet, like bringing a player from those leagues and into the roster and try it, you know. And I think they should do the gamble. I think I mean, if you play with Hughes, like you don't really need to do a lot, right?
Yeah.
Hughes does like
Just set him up.
Well, I mean,
90% of the job.
I mean, Myers and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, they didn't look very good with Hughes, but I get your point.
Yeah.
Like, just don't mess up.
Yeah, and so far I like what he's doing. There was a game against the Oilers, I think he took like 3 penalties. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
Can't read too much into that.
No. But I like the idea. I like the experiment, you know. Yeah,
That's good. I mean, I think I have a couple things about the Leafs I want to talk about.
sure, bring him on.
I mean, so I think everyone's heard about Nylander going to the center position, and so they play 3 center deep, which is I was okay with. I mean, doesn't seem like a bad idea. You see teams like Minnesota trying to play their depth through the lineup, but then now apparently they're going back on it, and because they want to try to fit in this Minton kid. He's also impressed people in this offseason or preseason. And yeah, I think the Leafs are looking like the best team this year.
They do.
But
They look like a President's Trophy type of team.
But I think they're gonna have a lot of competition. I mean, I think they're the most well-rounded, which is really weird for me to say for a Leafs team. I think they're the most well-rounded. And then you go best offense, you would probably go New Jersey. Best defense, you'd probably go Carolina.
Best
So,
defense, yeah.
I think the President's Trophy should be one of those 3 teams.
Do you have any thoughts on this Gregor guy, the PTO from Toronto, Noah Gregor? Do you think he sticks around?
I don't think he's making the roster, but like I think what they're doing is they're probably going to play him in the AHL, and if need be, he makes the team 4th line if a couple players get injured. I mean, every team has a couple players that gets injured, that get injured during, especially Vancouver. And so it's good to have.
Do you know when is Robertson coming back?
Oh, he's been back.
Oh, he's back. He's still in IR. He's still cap friendly. He's still IR. Yeah.
Oh, well, he's been playing.
He's been playing.
Most of the preseason games. He's probably one of the most unlucky players. Talking like he hits the post all the time, but he finally got one out of the penalty box. Nice. It's a nice goal. But I think Nyes is the new Robertson. Everyone has their faith in Matthew Nyes.
Yeah.
Instead of Robertson.
So on the Leafs, how do you feel about Nylander at center?
As I was just saying,
Is that what you were talking about? Yeah. Oh, I totally zoned out.
I like him at 3C. I like him. Him at second right winger. Either way, they're going to play him the same amount.
Right.
Either way, he's one of the best players.
I mean, a lot of people are saying that he's going to help balance the team's scoring.
Yeah. Well, I think
that's what I'm reading. A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I might have mentioned it last episode, but Nylander has like one of the best takeaway ratios. I mean, if you see him 3 years ago, he wasn't on the back check at all. But if you see him now, he comes back. He is really good at that stick lift, take the puck, generate a scoring chance on the other side.
How confident, from 1 to 10, do you feel about the Leafs goaltending duo?
It's all about, I think, if healthy, fantastic. If injured, not fantastic. I mean, same with the Canucks. I think where you have like Samsonov is worse than Demko. Martin Jones, I think, is a little bit better than Casey DeSmith. And then we have Joseph Woll, UFC. It's actually a very similar situation to the Leafs where none of their goalies seem to be able to catch a break with injuries, which sucks. But, the Leafs have never really relied on goaltending.
Yeah, no. So
I'm
we'll give him a
not-
6 out of 10 in terms of confidence.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
I really, they get injured a lot. So
Yeah.
it's rough.
So I'm seeing Drysdale sign a 3-year contract, 2.3 AAV with the Ducks.
Jamie Drysdale. He also got injured in his rookie year. Fun fact.
Yeah, I mean, I think good deal too. The Ducks are playing smart. Like the GMs are being smart right now with the deals with the young guys. Not too much money, not too long term.
The opposite of the way I play video games.
That's why you're not a GM.
I always sign them long term because the cap always goes up.
Yeah.
It's a little cheat.
A cheat? Why does nobody do it then?
Because NHL is not real life.
Yeah,
There's
with
little
that attitude.
there's little things that you can do in
Tell that to
franchise
some
games.
people in Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep it short. This one. Any closing thoughts?
Canucks are gonna win tomorrow.
Yeah, Canucks win against Calgary probably 5-2.
5-2.
5-2, that's my prediction.
5-2.
Yeah, why?
Nah.
I'll give it a 5-3. I'm expecting a lot of goals.
A lot of goals.
Well, since I'm not gonna be there, I think it's gonna be 2-1.
You're gonna be at the BC Lions. Any expectations for that game?
Expectations, I think that the BC Lions are gonna smoke them.
Okay.
We're up against Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And
we
it's-
have the odds, right?
Oh, 100%. It's gonna be a fun game. I wish I was at hockey, but I'll take the Lions.
For sure. Okay. Thanks for listening. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
All right.
Chowder.
Chowder. Cool beans.
Game time! Game time!